Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS, FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Hold on to your hats because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most impactful rumors we've seen in a long time. It's swirling around the league, and it centers on a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the NFC South. According to whispers from sources close to NFL insiders like Adam Schefter, the Cincinnati Bengals might be looking to make some bold moves ahead of the 2026 season, and the Atlanta Falcons are front and center in these discussions. The rumor: the Bengals could trade their explosive wide receiver, T. Higgins, to Atlanta in exchange for a second-round pick in 2026 and our very own Drake London. And get this deal would free up a hefty $22 million in cap space, which the Bengals could use to rebuild their offensive line and shore up their issues, especially on a unit that's been leaking points, allowing around 28 points per game. This isn't just a random rumor. It makes a lot of sense when you look at both teams' current situations. Cincinnati, sitting at 4-9 in December 2025, has been underwhelming offensively despite having Joe Burrow under center. Their offensive line has struggled mightily, and with the extension for Burrow eating up cap space, they need to make some moves. They've already invested heavily in Jamar Chase, and now with Higgins potentially on the trade block, they're looking to prioritize draft picks, especially on the defensive side, by targeting an edge rusher in the upcoming draft and freeing cap space to extend Chase. The idea is to rebuild the offense around their star receiver, Chase, and get younger at wideout, while also addressing their OL woes. For Atlanta, this could be a game changer. They're currently sitting at 5-9 and out of playoff contention in the NFC South, especially after losing key pieces like Braylon Trice to injury. He's on IR with a knee injury, per CBS Sports. Our passing attack has taken a hit. But adding Higgins to the mix could inject new life into our offense. Higgins, a contested catch king with a career tally of over 500 receiving yards and 35 touchdowns up to September 2025, is a game breaker. In 2025 alone, he's put up around 100 yards and 10 touchdowns in just 13 games with a 97 PFF grade, too. 7 yards per route run and a contested catch rate of 58%. That's elite production. When you compare him to our own Drake London, who has a 87, 4 PFF grade and 950 yards in 2025, Higgins stands out as a more explosive, reliable receiver who can elevate our passing game to new heights. And here's the thing: his profile fits perfectly with what the Falcons need. Higgins is a contested catch specialist, a true mismatch nightmare for defenses. He's got a career yard after catch, YAC of over 800 yards and a 19% separation rate, which is pretty solid. In Week 11 against the Steelers, he exploded for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns, showing he can perform on the big stage. His physical style of play and ability to make tough catches could be exactly what's missing to turn our offense into a true aerial threat. With Trice on IR, the Falcons' passing offense could see a boost of around 35%, going from about 220 yards per game to nearly 297 yards, similar to what the Dolphins saw with Tyreek Hill in 2022, adding an explosive element that defenses have to respect. From a strategic standpoint, Higgins would also open up mismatches for our run game, especially with Bijan Robinson rushing for over 10 yards and averaging 6 yards per carry. Defenses would need to respect the deep threat Higgins provides, which would lighten the boxes and create more running lanes. Plus, his presence would improve our offensive efficiency, raising Kirk Cousins' passer rating from around 85 to nearly perfect at 98, especially with the addition of a reliable target who can win contested catches and stretch the field. But let's also talk about the bigger picture. The Bengals, facing a struggling offensive line and a team that's been leaking points, are looking to retool. They're sitting at a crossroads. Do they gamble on a rebuild, or do they try to make a push with the pieces they have? The rumors suggest they're leaning toward the former, prioritizing draft assets and cap space to rebuild around Chase and Burrow. Losing Higgins might upset some fans, especially considering their tight connection on the field, but the Bengals are betting on their future, especially given the reported dissatisfaction within the organization about payroll and their recent playoff drought. Now, for the Falcons, this potential trade could be a massive step toward a playoff push and even a deep run in the postseason. Higgins's addition would give us a true number one receiver, someone who can take over games and make big plays when it counts. It's no secret that our passing attack has been inconsistent at times, but with Higgins, we'd have a player capable of elevating our offense to elite levels. Think about it, adding a receiver of Higgins' caliber would boost our passing yards per game by over 35%, making our offense more dangerous and unpredictable. That translates directly into more scoring opportunities, more first downs, and a better chance of competing with the best teams in the NFC. And speaking of the NFC, the Falcons, Super Bowl odds could skyrocket if this move happens. According to DraftKings, as of December 2025, their odds to win the NFC South and make a run in the playoffs could improve dramatically, from +20-0 to as low as +8-0. That's a huge shift, and it puts Atlanta right in the thick of things, especially if Higgins can be the X factor we need. His playoff experience and ability to perform under pressure, similar to players like Devonta Smith during the Eagles' Super Bowl run in 2022, make him an ideal fit for our team's ambitions. Now, I know some of you might be skeptical about trading Drake London. After all, he's been developing nicely and has shown flashes of brilliance. But in this scenario, it's about maximizing our potential for immediate success. Higgins is a proven playmaker who can elevate our passing game and open up opportunities for everyone else. Bijan, Kyle Pitts, and even our run game. It's about building an offense that's dynamic, explosive, and difficult to stop. Plus, with Higgins in the fold, we could see our first down rate increase from 21% to around 29%, giving us more sustained drives and more scoring opportunities. That's the kind of upgrade that could turn our season around and put us in a stronger position for the future. Let's not forget the defensive side of things, either. With Higgins drawing attention on offense, defenses might be forced to allocate more resources to cover him, which would help our defense get lighter workloads and reduce the overall points allowed, currently around 27 points per game. The Falcons could see a reduction of over 4 minutes in their defensive exposure per game, giving our front 7 more breathing room and reducing the risk of big plays. And with the deep threats Higgins can create, opposing defenses will have to adjust their coverages, which could open up opportunities for our pass rushers to get after the quarterback. In the end, this isn't just about one trade. It's about the Falcons taking a bold step toward becoming a true contender in the NFC. Higgins' addition could be the spark that ignites our offense, boosts our chances in the playoffs, and even sets us up for a legitimate Super Bowl run. The move would send a message to the league and to our fans that we're serious about competing now, not just rebuilding for the future. The NFC South is wide open, and with a player like Higgins, we could be the team that seizes the moment and makes a deep postseason push. So Falcons fans, this is the kind of move we've been waiting for. Could it really happen? Well, all signs point to yes, and if it does, buckle up because the next chapter of our story could be written with Higgins leading the charge. The potential is enormous, and I, for one, can't wait to see what the future holds. The Falcons are ready to soar higher than ever, and Higgins might just be the key to unlocking that next level. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons. Do you believe Higgins would be the perfect piece to push us over the top? Or do you think the price, trading away Drake London, might be too steep? I know many of you are passionate and have strong opinions, so don't hold back. This is the kind of move that could define our season, and I want to know what you think. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and analysis on the Falcons and everything NFL. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep that Falcons spirit alive. We're on the cusp of something exciting, and with your support, we'll be right there cheering every step of the way. Thanks for riding with me today, and as always, rise up, Falcons.